In previous lecture we have seen what is a microcontroller, right? Now coming to first basic microcontroller, that is 8051, right? Now what is a microcontroller? Processor, memory, timers, IO port, serial port, right? Now all these five components embedded on a single chip. Embedded means together on a single chip, right? Together on a single chip is nothing but the microcontroller, right? Now coming to a basic microcontroller which is included in your syllabus, that is 805, right? Now this is coming to its pin diagram. First let us see its pin diagram. In next lecture we will see its architecture, right? Now it is an 40 pin IC, same like your 8085, right? 8085 which is also an 40 pin IC, same like your 8085. Now this 8051 microcontroller is also an 40 pin IC, right? 40 pin IC. Now 20 pins are allocated to one side and 20 pins are allocated on other side, right? Now let us see one by one, right? Now how many ports does 8051 contains? 4 ports. We have seen in previous lecture. Now 8051 contains 4 ports, right? Now what are those? Port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3, right? Now all these 4 ports are of 8 bits. As I have said, all these 4 ports are of 8 bits and all 4 ports are bidirectional, right? Bidirectional means through these ports either you can give the input or you can collect the output, right? You can collect the output, right? Now coming to its pin diagram, right? 8051 pin diagram. This is, now if you see this structure, this is 8051 pin diagram. Now which is an 40 pin IC. Now 20 pins are allocated on this side and 20 pins are allotted on this side. Now let us see first description of pins, later we will see its operation, right? Now coming to first pin, this is, what is this? Port 1, right? Now this is of port 1, right? How many ports it contains? 4 ports. Port 0, port 1 and port 3, right? Now port 1, and it has 8 bits, right? All these four ports are of 8 bits, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Since this is an 8 bits, pin number 1 to 8. Pin number 1 is having port 1 of 0 bit, pin number 2 is having port 1 of first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit, sixth bit, seventh bit, and these are of port 1 pins, right? These are of port 1 pins starting from pin number 1 to pin number 8, right? Now these are of port 1 pins, and these ports, if you see this, it doesn't serve any special function. If you see this, port 3 are having some special function, port 2 are having some special function, and port 0 are also having some special function, right? Now if you see port 1, it doesn't serve any other functions, right? Now it is an bidirectional IO port. What is meant by bidirectional IO port? Through this port either you can give the input or you can collect the output. Not only port 1, port 0, port 2, port 3, all 4 ports are bidirectional. That is, either you can provide the input or you can collect the output, right? Now this is coming to pin number 1 to 8. Now these are of port 1 pins. Since it is an 8 bit, now these are of port 1 pins, right? Now for logic 1, it will act, okay, we will see after that particular description, right? And 9th pin is your reset pin, and 10th pin is your port 3. Now these are of 10 to 17. Now these are of which port? Third port, right? Port 1, 2, 3, which are of 8 bit, 0 to 7, RxD, TxD, and it serves some special function. RxD, TxD, interrupt 0, interrupt 1, timer 0, timer 1, and here you are writing the data and reading the data. These are of some special function in addition to input output function, right? Now coming to 89, 90, you have x1 and x2 under your processor, right? Through that you will connecting some oscillator circuit and providing the system clock. Here also same thing, XTAL2 and XTAL1, these are used to provide the system clock, and this is for ground reference, and this is which port? Second port. In addition to input output function, it will serve some special function, that is A8 to A50. Now next you have PSEN, which is nothing but program store enable. What it will do we will see later. Next we have address latch enable. This we have seen under 8085. Next we have EA, external access. EA stands for external access, and this is of port 0 since it is of 8 bits starting from 0 to 7. It's in addition to input output function, it will serve some special function, that is AD0 to AD7, multiplexed address lines and data line, right? And here you are having VCC, right? VCC. Now let us see one by one, right? Starting from pin number 1 to 8 are allotted to port 1, right? Pin number 1 to 8 are allotted to port 1, and it doesn't serve any special function except IO function, except input output function. It serves only input function or output function, except that it doesn't serve any other special function. Pin number 1 to 8 which is allotted to port 1. Pin number 9 is allotted to reset pin, and pin number 10 to 17. Pin number 10 to 17 are allotted to port 3, right, which are of 8 bit. In addition to input output function, it will serve some special function, that is reading the data, writing the data, timer 0, timer 1, interrupt 0, interrupt 1, RxD, TXD, right? What are these special function we will see later. And XTAL1 and XTA, in order to provide the system clock, through this we are generating the system clock and giving to the controller, right? And these are provided at 18th pin and 19th pin, right? Now coming to 20th pin for your ground reference, right? 21 to 28 are allotted to port 2. In addition to IO function, address lines A8 to A15, higher order address lines, which is the special function allotted to port 2, right? Now coming to 29th pin, this is allotted to program store enable, and 30th pin is address latch enable, 31 pin is external access, and 32 to 39, starting from 32 to 39, these are allotted to port 0 pin, right? These are allotted to port 0 pin, right? Since it is an 8 bit, 8 pins are allotted to port 0. In addition to IO function, now special functions that are carried over through this port are multiplexed AD0 to address lines and data lines, that is AD0 to AD7, right? Now 40th pin is VCC, power supply, right? Now let us see one by one pin operation, right? Now let us see one by one pin operation. Now what is pin number 1? Let us see 1 to 8, right? Now these are allotted to which port? Port 1, right? Now these are allotted to port 1. Pin number 1 to 8, these are allotted to port 1. Now how many bit port it is? 8 bit, right? Now this is an bidirectional IO port, right? This is an bidirectional IO port. Not only port 1, all 4 ports are of bidirectional, that is you can provide the input or you can collect the output, right? Now these are of port 1 pins, starting from pin number 1 to 8. These are of port 1 pins, and this doesn't serve any other special functions. We have seen, except input output function, it doesn't serve any other special function, right? Now it is a bidirectional IO port. Now for logic 1, this will serve as input function, nothing but input pin, and for logic 0, this will serve as output pin, right? For logic 1, when it is logic 1, you can provide the input. When it is logic 0, you can collect the output, right? Now for logic 1, this particular IO pin, right? For IO pin, it will act as input pin, and for logic 0, it will act as output pin. You have 8 pins. That is port 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, so on up to 1.7. When port 1.0 is 0, let us assume when that is logic 0, that is provided at port 1. That means this particular pin will act as output pin. When it is 1, it will act as input pin, right? For logic 1, particular pin will act as input pin. For logic 0, it will act as output pin, right? Now this is about pin number 1 to 8. Now what is 9th pin? You have RST, right? Which is nothing but reset. RST is nothing but reset, right? Now it is a reset pin which is used to reset the microcontroller, right? Which is used to reset the microcontroller to its initial values. Now this operation is done for logic 1, right? When it is logic 1, right, when it is logic 1, that means microcontroller is reset to its initial value. When it is logic 0, no reset for your particular microcontroller, right? Microcontroller won't get reset for logic 0. Microcontroller will get reset to its initial values for logic 1, right? Now coming to pin number 10 to 17, right? Pin number 10 to 17, right? What are these? Port 3, port, that is port 3.0 to port 3.7, right? Now this is nothing but IO port, which is an bidirectional, right? Which is an bidirectional. In addition to IO function, in addition to input output function, now there are some special function, that is port 3.0 provided with special function, that is RxD, right? What is RxD? Receiving data. What is RxD? Receiving data serially, right? Receiving data serially. Now port 3.1 provided with special function TXT, that is transmitting data serially, receiving data serially and transmitting data serially, right? And next we have interrupt port 3.2, port 3.2, port 3.4 and port 3.5, right? Now port 3.2, which is for interrupt 0, right? And this is an active low signal, that means it will operate for logic 0, reverse bar, you will have a bar, it will operate for logic 0 and for logic 1 it won't operate, right? Now coming to interrupt 0, what is mean by interrupt? We have seen under 8085, right? Now 8085 have how many interrupts? 5 interrupts: trap, RST 6.5, RST 5.5, RST 7.5 and interrupt signal INTR, right? Now coming to, there you have 5 interrupt signals, but microcontroller are having only 2 interrupts. One is interrupt 0 and another one is interrupt 1, right? Interrupt 0 is provided at port 3.2 and interrupt 1 is provided at port 3.4, right? Now 8051, if we want to stop the operation of 8051, then we can, that means interrupt is nothing but stopping the process of a control or the processor, right? Now if you want to stop the process of a controller or the processor, that means we have to interrupt is nothing but stopping the process, right? That means we have to provide the interrupt signal, that means we have to provide the interrupt signal. Either you can provide interrupt 0 or you can provide interrupt 1. These two signals, interrupt 0 and interrupt 1 signals, are used to stop the process of 8051, right? When these signals are generated, 8051 gets interrupted in its present operation. Whatever the present operation that is doing by the controller, that gets stopped when these signals are generated. So if I am generating interrupt 0 signal, now what happened? 8051 is doing some process, right? Now 8051 is doing some process. Now I have generated interrupt signal 0 or 1. Now what happens? 8051 will stop the process there itself. It stops, it interrupts its present operation once these signals are generated, right? And next we have port 3.5, that is this is 3.3, 3.2, 3.3, and next we have port 3.4. Now this is allotted to timer 0. Now what is timer? In order to provide the delay between two events, we have to use timer, right? Now the two different types of timers for your 8051, timer 0 and timer 1, right? Now this timer 0 and timer 1 are used to provide, timer 1 are provided at port 3.5, right? Now these are used to provide the time delay between two events, right? Now when timer 0 is under process of providing a delay, next user can use timer 1 in order to provide the delay. When one timer is busy, alternative timer can be used by the user in order to provide the delay, right? Now coming to port 3.6, now this is allotted to read signal, read bar, and port 3.7, this is allotted to write signal and read signal, right? Now for logic 0, you have bar. Bar indicates opposite, right? Now for logic 0, you can write the data to external memory, right? This operates for logic 0, right? When it is bar, that particular signal will operate for logic 0. When it is no bar, that particular signal will operate for logic 1. You have to remember this. When there is no bar for a signal, for a pin, for a particular pin, that operates for logic 1. When there is a bar, that operates for logic 0, right? Now we have bar here, WR bar, right? Now you can write the data to the external memory for logic 1. For logic 0. For logic 1, you can't write the data. Next we have read signal, right? Now here you have also bar, right? For logic 0, you can read the data from external memory. For logic 1, you can't read the data from external memory, right? Now these are about the pin number 10 to 70, right? Now let me briefly explain again. Pin number 1 to 8, these are allotted to port 1. Since it is an 8-bit, 8 pins are allotted, and these 8-bit port 1, this 8-bit port 1 is an bidirectional IO port. That means you can provide the input or you can collect the output. Only the IO function are allotted to it. No other special functions are allotted to port 1, right? When it is logic 1, that particular pin is acting as input 1. Since it is an bidirectional, if it is logic 1, that particular pin is acting as input pin. When it is logic 0, that particular pin is acting as output pin, right? Now let us assume this is port 1.7 pin, right? Now if you are providing logic 1 at this particular pin, that means it will act as input pin. When you are providing logic 0, that particular pin will act as output pin. Now coming to 9th pin, that is RST, reset, right? Now for logic 1, you can reset the microcontroller to its initial values, right? For logic 1, you can reset the microcontroller to its initial values. For logic 0, you can't reset the microcontroller, right? Now coming to 10 to 70. Now these are allotted to port 3 pins, right? Since it is an 8-bit, 8 pins are allotted to port 3. Now this is also on bidirectional IO port, right? In addition to IO function, in addition to input output function, there are some special function carried over this port, right? Now let us see what are those. Now port 3.0 pin is provided with special function RxD. What is RxD? Receiving the data serially. Now this operates for logic 1. Since there is no bar, that whatever the pin that is not having bar over it, that will operate for logic 1, right? Now this will operate for logic 1. That means you can receive data serially, right? Now for logic 0, you can't receive data serially. Now port 3.1 is provided with special function TXD. Now you can transmit data serially for logic 1 since there is no bar. For logic 1, you can transmit data serially. For logic 0, you can't transmit data serially, right? Now coming to port 3.2, port 3.3, right? Now these are allotted to interrupts of 8051. 8051 has only two interrupts, interrupt 0 and interrupt 1, right? Now when I want to stop the process of 8051, now I have to interrupt. That means I have to stop. Interrupt is nothing but stopping the process, right? When I want to stop the process, I have to generate interrupt signal. Either I can generate interrupt 0 or I can generate interrupt 1. These two signals are used to interrupt the process of 8051. Interrupt 0 and interrupt 1. These two signals are used to interrupt the process of 8051, right? And this operates for logic 0. Why it operates for logic 0? Since there is bar. See, for logic 1, you can't interrupt the process of 8051. Now coming to port 3.4, this is allotted to timer 0. Port 3.5, that is allotted to timer 1, right? Now timer 0 and timer 1 are used to provide the delay between two events, and these two timers are of 16 bits, right? These two timers are of 6. If timer 0 is busy, you can alternatively use timer 1. That's why there are two timers provided over 8051, right? Now coming to port 3.6, writing the data, right? Since you have bar, that will operate for logic 0. For logic 1, it won't operate. Port 3.7, that is reading the data RD bar, and it will operate for 0, and it won't operate for logic 0 because since there is a bar. Writing the data to the external memory, reading the data from external memory. These two signals will operate for logic 0 since there is bar. For logic 1 it won't operate, right? Now this is about 18 pins. Now coming to 18th and 19th pins. We have seen till 17th pins. Now what are 18th and 19th pins? XTAL1 and XTAL2, right? XTAL1 and XTAL2, right? Now what we will do, these are used for, through these pins we will connect some external crystal oscillator, right? Through these pins, 18th and 19th pins are connected to external crystal oscillator in order to generate system clock. In order to generate system clock, we are connecting oscillator through this XTAL1 and XTAL2, right? Now these pins are used for interfacing an external oscillator to get the system clock, and that system clock is of frequency 4 megahertz to 30 megahertz, right? 4 megahertz to 30 megahertz, right? From 18th pin and 19th pin, these two pins are used for interfacing an external crystal oscillator to get the system clock, and that system clock is of frequency 4 megahertz to 30 megahertz, right? Now coming to 20th pin, now this is for ground references. This is for ground references, right? Coming to 21 to 28. Coming to 21 to 28. Now these are allotted to port 2. These are allotted to port 2. And this is also an bidirectional IO port. This is also an bidirectional IO port. It is an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. In addition to input-output function, there are some special function carried over this provided for this port 2, right? Now let us see what are those. Port 2.0 with address A8. Port 2.0 with address A8, and port 2.1 with address A9, and so on. Port 2.7 with address A50. That means higher order address. Whatever the higher order address is, that is the special function carried over this particular port 2, right? Now these are port 2 pins. Now in addition to IO function, it will serve as IO function. It is an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. You can provide the input or you can collect the output. In addition to IO function, higher order address bus signals are multiplexed over this port, right? Are multiplexed over this port, right? Now this is about pin number 21 to 28. Now coming to 29th pin. What is 29th pin? PSEN bar. This is bar. PSEN stands for program store enable. PSEN stands for program store enable. Since it is bar, this operates for logic 0. Since it is bar, this operates for logic 0, right? Now this is used to read external program memory, right? Now not on external program memory I have said, right? Internally you have one program memory, right? What is program memory? Internally you have one program memory. Now what is program memory? Nothing but your ROM memory, right? Internally you have one program memory. If you want to access external program memory also, that is provided by this function, right? Internally you have ROM, right? What is the ROM? What is the ROM for your 8051? 4 kilobytes, right? Internally you have ROM memory, right? Now if a user want to access external program memory, then PSEN has to set to 0. If it is set to 0, then user can access external program memory, right? Program store enable, this is used to read external program. Internal program memory is nothing but ROM memory. External program memory is nothing but whatever the program memory that is connected to your 8051, right? 8051, right? Now coming to ALE, address latch enable, that is provided at your 30th pin, address latch enable. Now this is used to demultiplex your address lines and data lines, right? When it is logic 1, address bus is enabled. When it is logic 1, we have seen under 8085, right? Same operation. When it is 0, data bus is enabled, right? Now coming to EA, next pin is your EA bar. This operates for logic 0, external access, right? Now use it to enable or disable external memory interfacing, right? Now we have ROM memory of 4 kilobytes for your 8051 and RAM memory of 128 bytes, right? Now if this memory is not sufficient, externally you can interface some memory, right? Externally you can interface some memory. If this particular ROM memory and RAM memory is of 4 kilobytes for your 8051 and RAM memory is of 128 bytes for your 8051. If this memory is not sufficient, let us assume if this memory is not sufficient. If it is not sufficient, we require some other memory, some extra memory, right? Now if the memory is not sufficient for application, now we can connect external RAM. We can connect external RAM as well as external ROM also. External RAM as well as external ROM also to 8051, right? Now whatever the RAM memory, ROM memory is available with your 8051, for a particular application, if that is not sufficient, externally you can access, externally you can connect, right? Externally you can connect RAM memory and ROM memory, right? Now this external access, this is EA bar. EA stands for external access and this operates for logic 0, right? Now use it to enable external memory interfacing. See, for a particular application, if the memory is not sufficient, what we have to do, we have to interface external RAM memory or ROM memory depending on the requirement. When we want to interface an external RAM memory and ROM memory, you have to set this pin. When it is logic 0, you can enable external memory interfacing. When it is logic 1, you can't. That means you can disable external memory interfacing. Disable external memory interfacing, and for logic 1, enable external memory interfacing, right? Now this is very, very important pin of 8051, that is external access, right? External access. If a user want to interface external memory, then this particular pin has to set to 0, right? Now coming to port 3.2 to port 32 to 39. Port pin number 32 to 39, right? Now these are provided with port 0, which is an 8-bit bidirectional IO port, right? Pin number 32 to 39 are provided with port 0, which is an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. In addition to input output function, AD0 to AD7 lines, right? AD0 to, if you see this pin diagram, pin number 32 to 39, right? Pin number 32 to 39 are given for port 0. It will serve as IO port. In addition to IO port, now the special function provided for this particular port is multiplexed address lines and data lines, right? Now this is about pin number 32 to 39. Now coming to 40th pin, we have VCC, right? Plus 5 volts of power supply can be provided over through this pin, right? Now let me briefly explain, right? In order to generate the system clock, right? In order to generate the system clock, we are connecting oscillator, crystal oscillator at pin number 18 and 19, right? At pin number 18 and 19, we are providing some crystal oscillator in order to generate system clock, and that system clock is having a frequency of 4 megahertz to 30 megahertz. Now coming to 20th pin, that is used for ground reference, 21 to 28, pin number 21 to 28. Now that is given to port 2, right? Pin number 21 to 28, that is given to port 2, right? It is an 8-bit port. It is an 8-bit and it is also an bidirectional port. In addition to input output function, special, you can carry higher order address. That is special function allotted to port 2 is higher order address lines, that is A8 to A50, right? Now coming to 29th pin. 29th pin is program store enable, PSEEN, program store enable. Since it is bar, it will operate for logic 0, right? Since it is bar, it will operate for logic 0, right? Now this is used to read external program memory, right? Now when it is set to 0, you can read external program memory. When it is set to 1, you can't read external program memory, right? Next we have address latch enable. Now this is used to demultiplex address lines and data lines. When it is logic 1, address bus is enabled. You have AD0 to AD7 line, right? Multiplex address and data line. In order to demultiplex that address and data lines, we will use ALEP. For 1, address bus is enabled. For 0, data bus is enabled. Same like your 8085 only. And next we have external access, EA bar, right? Now the RAM memory of 8051 is 128 bytes and ROM memory is of 4 kilobytes. For a particular application, if this memory is not sufficient, now user can interface external memory, external program memory as well as data memory if the available program memory and data memory of 8051 is not sufficient. That means whatever the data memory and the program memory that is present for your 8051, if that is not sufficient for a particular application, now externally we can interface program memory and data memory. Now that is possible with this pin. When it is logic 0, since it is bar, when it is logic 0, you can enable external memory, right? You can enable external memory interfacing, right? When it is logic 1, you can disable external memory interfacing, right? In order to interface external memory, whether it is RAM or ROM, this particular pin has to set to 0, right? Now pin number 32 to 39, which is allotted to port 0, right? And this is also an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. Port 0 is also an 8-bit bidirectional IO port. In addition to input-output function, special function carried for this particular port is multiplexed address lines and data line, that is AD0 to AD7. Now coming to last pin, 40th pin, that is VCC, right? Now place 5 volts of power supply, right? Place 5 volts of power supply is provided at this particular pin, right? Now this is about the pin diagram of 8051. In next lecture we will see the architecture of 8051, right? Thank you.